Hi, I'm Lao di Zhi, a priest with the Contemplative Order of Hsu Yun. And today I'd like to talk for just a minute about attention and concentration. I remember a Zen story that I heard. A monk comes to a teacher and says, "What do I need to do to reach nirvana?" And the teacher says, "Attention." And the monk says, "Okay, what else do I need?" And the teacher says, "Attention." And the monk says, "Okay." And ask a third time, "Well, what else? What else do I need to do to reach nirvana?" And the teacher says, "Attention." And the monk kind of just seems puzzled. And I listen to the story, and I think I'm very much like that monk. I kind of get confused. Says, "Okay, I understand attention, but how does that lead to nirvana?" So this past while, I have been kind of contemplating attention, and I've paired it up with concentration, and I'm trying to figure out, well, what is this? How does this all work? So as you can see kind of behind me, there's a quilt I'm working on, a patchwork quilt, and I've been working on it for months. And when I the other day looked at the whole quilt, I was kind of stunned that it's here. The whole cover kind of is here. And I thought, well, maybe that's concentration. And then I thought, well, then what's attention? And attention, I decided, really was each of the hundreds and hundreds of stitches that I make to get this whole thing together. So each stitch I take requires attention. If I don't pay attention, my thread gets tangled. I make the pieces backwards or upside down. And I also have realized that in paying attention, how quickly my mind can move somewhere else. In the instant between putting the needle in for a stitch and coming out, my mind can be making lunch. It can be figuring out what the weather's going to be for Thanksgiving. Any number of things, my mind just disappears and I am no longer paying attention. So the quilt and the sewing, each stitch, began to make some sense to me. And I was trying to figure out, well, okay, so what does all this mean? And last week I happened to read the 95th Psalm. And now let me see if this can make some sense to you. The 95th Psalm is going to use the word God. So you can translate it to Buddha, enlightenment, nirvana, the divine, any number of words. But here's how the 95th Psalm starts. It says, "If today you hear the voice of God." So if today you hear the voice of Buddha, if today you hear the call of enlightenment, that's what concentration and attention is all about. Without attention, there is no concentration, and without both, if you were to hear the voice of God, you wouldn't hear it. Your mind would be figuring out the weather for Thanksgiving. So that's what this all has meant to me. It's up to you to think about, well, what might it mean to you? So I turn it over to you. Thanks for listening.